Hey everybody, welcome to my new channel. Recently there was an update for Grand Theft Auto LSPDFR. So I lost a bunch of my stuff because I was one of those guys that didn't back up. So I erased everything and now I'm going to start over and I'm going to show you guys how we go through and install the whole game and a whole bunch of mods. So stay tuned. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is we want to open our browser. We want to go to lspdfr.com, and that's going to bring us to this page right here. What we want to do is we want to go right down here. We want to click LSPDFR, if it'll let me. Got ads everywhere. Let's go to downloads. Okay, now that I got that fixed, we can continue. You're going to click downloads. Support, yeah, here we go with all this crap. I'm going to click LSPDFR right here. It's going to bring us to the main download. We're going to come down here, we're going to click download this file. Here's all your user agreements. Agree to download. And I do the setup exe because it does an automatic setup for me. So now we'll wait the 5 seconds here for it to start the download, and we'll continue right on. Just install it right here in my D drive. If it needs to be installed further, we'll go there. It'll tell us exactly where we need to put it. All right, we'll open it over here. LSPDFR setup. Going to unpack the data for us. English, I agree. It's going to install everything. And now here we go, program files. And you want to make sure in this section here you put it in the drive that you want it. I want it in my D drive because that's where I have my most space. So it'll go program files, x86, Steam apps, common, Grand Theft Auto 5. That's exactly where the game is. That's where this needs to go. And you guys are going to watch me do this all in real time. So we want to make sure this box right here is checked because we want to launch it for the first time configurator. We're going to click next. We're going to show license. It's going to run through this whole system here. Going to accept, green check mark, do it for me, green check mark. Great, it's been installed successfully. Now we can move on to the next one. The next one you want to do is you want to do Rage plugin hook. LSPDFR does have a file for that within it. I like to download this separately anyway, just because you get the most up to date. So we're going to download right here. You want to select Grand Theft Auto and then download. Steam apps, common, Grand Theft Auto, Rage plugin hook. You want to make sure you install that into that same area, which is 86, Steam apps, because I use Steam to download Grand Theft Auto. That's where we find it works best. Common, Grand Theft Auto. You can see a whole bunch of stuff that's already put in over here for us. It already has Rage plug hook installed there for us, but we're going to redo it anyway. And then here's what I recommend for everybody is you do the README. Open the README, it says put everything into the game folder except SDK and license folders, and then let it run. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy all this, bring this over to here, replace all the files in the destination, and we're going to bring the plugins folder over. We're going to let that go. We're going to come right down here. We're going to run Rage plugin. We're going to click accept. It's the first time initialization. You're going to get this message. It's going to tell you back up your game. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick also, because I made the mistake and I never did it before. So we're going to click yes. Going to let it do its thing. You'll see it was adding some files over here in the background. And then this is where it starts. So we'll come in here, and when you want to load the game, you click plugins. And I always click load all plugins on startup. Now, you could do advanced settings. You can play with a whole bunch of this stuff. Over here in game settings, backup game version, click right here. You can back up your current version of your game so you don't run into the problems that I ran into and have to do this all from scratch again. There's some people out there that'll show you some command line switches. They'll like to come down here and they'll like to do the borderless window and the force window mode, and that's how they like to play. I don't do any of that stuff because I like to play this on full screen. And then I'd be able to come down here and click save and launch. I don't want to do that yet, so we're going to keep going with the install. I can close that out. So now I want to do community script hook V, community script hook 5. So I'm going to come in over here, and I think it's this green button. And they just updated this to allow us to work the game again. Come on. Maybe that wasn't it. Download the latest script hook 5. Right there, number 2. As you can see, this can kind of get a little bit frustrating at times, but we're going to come over here to download. And you can see up the top here, we're still in D, Program Files 86, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. We're going to install script hook. And then I went back to the main page for it because it's a script hook and native trainer. It's down there, and you can see right here is the installation. So I'm going to copy DLL to the game's main folder. So we're going to open that first. Then they also have it in here. So you do script hook DLL to the game's main folder where GTA 5 is. We have the ASI installer already. So if you don't have the ASI installer, Google the ASI installer. It's free. It'll unpack everything for you because everything comes in zip files. Okay, so we're going to do script hook V DLL to the game's main folder. It's going to be a bin. And I actually copy everything. And then that's over here into my, and again, Program Files 86, Steam Apps, Common, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now we can close out of that. We can close out of that. The next one we want to do is Open4. And we want to download Open4. This is how we're going to install a lot of the uniform packs and car packs. So we're going to let that go. And I am going to send a shortcut for Rage plugin hook to my desktop because that's actually how you launch the game. All right, English. I accept. And see here, it came up different one here. So I need to change that path. I need to change it to data, Grand Theft Auto 5. So there we go. Select folder. Continue. Done and close. And that opened up there for me. And we're going to do the Open4 setup. Oh, nope, I already did that. That's right. Just close out of that. think that gave me my, no, it did not. Let's run through this one more time. So this is where I always get messed up. Open for after installation. Let's see if it'll do it for me through here. Select folder, continue. Close. I always forget, I always lose this one. We'll come back, we'll mess with open for later. I'm not that worried about it right now. So now, come back over into LSPDFR and downloads, and you can start going through and you can start downloading a whole bunch of these things. I like to go to scripts and plugins, or the essential mods page first. So the EU PFR is what I like to unpack first. Basic configurations into the game. So it's going to be a bunch of outfits and stuff like that. And again, nice, easy installation. Drop and drag the folder, custom into Grand Theft Auto, LSPDFR data. So I'm going to come back over to here, LSPDFR data. So that way I'm ready to go. I'm going to download this file. Gonna let this go right into, again, the Grand Theft Auto main folder. And again, here we go. So drag and drop data into Grand Theft Auto LSPDFR. Just gonna take data, there, replace. These are the only outfits. To set up the XML yourself in order to configure your backup stations and agencies. And it'll come with a modding guide here if you wanted to do this. Going to do the basic over to here, and we're going to let that go. We're going to move on from there. So back to downloads. Essential mods. A lot of people like to do, I'm going to do here the uniforms pack. A lot of people like to come down here, they'll do Lenny's mod loader. I don't use Lenny's mod loader. And then people do what's called ELS, the emergency lighting system for the cars. I haven't figured out how to use that one yet, so I'm going to keep this basic as far as everything goes. So we're going to do the uniforms pack now. And there's nothing here listed as far as instructions. So that means that there's going to be a README file. So we're going to do always the most recent, which is typically the bottom. Oh, no, I don't want to do LML. LML is Larry's modified loader. I do everything manually. So I'm going to do the RAR file. Since right here it says LML, that's going to be Larry's modified loader. So I'm going to do the other pack. Grand Theft Auto, there we go. And this is a big file. As you can see down here, there's still like 4 minutes left. And it just went up to 5. So we'll keep looking for other things. Okay, so we'll go back. There's nothing else in this section that I do. So I usually go over into these scripts, and this is always going to be filtered by the most recent updates. So there's boot robbery callouts, yet another enhancer, callouts, a lot of callout packs. Weapons pack, automatic panic button, plate checker remastered, there's all kinds of stuff. There are basic ones that I recommend that you start with. Let me pull up my list here because I have everything screenshot. And the first one we're going to want is Traffic Policer. So I'm going to go to Google, LSPDFR, Traffic Policer. And it's going to be the first one that pops up. I'm going to go ahead, and installation instructions are provided in the README and doc files. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to download this. Agree to download. Bottom one because that's the most up-to-date one, because you can tell here it's 6.13.2, 6.14.3, 6.16. 6.16 is going to be the most recent, so we're going to use that one. And Traffic Policer will download into there. And that outfit pack that I downloaded, that's still downloading down here, it says 5 minutes to go. It is a big pack of uniforms, but it's well worth the download. All right, so let's open Traffic Policer. Okay, so go Documentation and License, README text. So install, Rage plug, hook in, and LSPDFR, we've already done that. So drag the contents of this downloads file, drag downloads GTA folder into your own GTA folder, replace and merge. Then you can edit the settings in the INI files. We can go in and we can play with that. Okay, so basically we're going to take everything and move it into the Grand Theft Auto file folder. So basically we're going to take Grand Theft Auto, copy this here, and drag this over. And we're going to let it go. And now the Albo INI, or where's our INI? Really, it's going to be under plugins. Yep, Traffic Policer right here is the INI. I can open this up and now I can go through and I can edit things. So let's see if there's anything in here I want to edit from the start. Yes, so like right here, 1 Lincoln 18 is your call sign in the game. You can edit that. See, I always do 7 David 13 is the call sign I like to use in the game, so we're going to need to do that. We're going to do File, Save. And it's going to automatically overwrite the file that's already in there. And then we can scroll through, see if there's anything else in here we want to edit. I don't recommend messing with too much of this stuff, but it is your own prerogative. But just know that if you mess up with the game or something like that, this is where you're going to mess up, because you're playing with coding and different things like that. All right. And then you can come down here, you can see, you can change controls. Here you can change the alcohol limit. So here in America it's 0.08. So we set that as 0.08. And then it's a percentage. And you can see like there's modifier keys and stuff like that. We'll get into that in a whole nother video. But this is still a great basic start to getting this game going. So we did do file save already. We're going to get out of there. So we're going to back up this, back up. And then I always refresh. I use that refresh button a ton. It makes sure that everything I have that I'm doing is up to date. All right, so now if we go back, there should be Arrest Manager. You're gonna start getting suggestions as you go through for what should kind of go with these different ones. So let's see, installation instructions are included in the download. That's fine. So we'll download. 7.11 is the most recent. We'll let that one download and we'll do the same thing. Okay, so download that into my file. Let's open Arrest Manager. Documentation, README. Documentation, README. Always open the README files. So install it, drag the contents of the Grand Theft Auto 5 folder into my own Grand Theft Auto file folder. Replace and merge. And then again, you can go and you can find the ini file and the XML files, and you can make the changes that you want to make as far as your call sign or anything like that. Anything like that you want to use. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to replace the files. I'm going to go to plugins, LSPDFR, and here's the arrest manager. Sometimes, depending on how you have your computer set up, it might say trafficpolicer.ini or arrestmanager.ini. I have mine set up so that way it doesn't. So I'll have my DLL file, and then my INI file just shows what it is. So we can go in here, and this is our arrest manager. So we can go through and see if there's any signs or anything we want to go and update. And you could take the time and you can read all of this stuff. I mean, there's a lot here that you can do. Let's see here. All right, doesn't look like there's anything in this file that I typically change. So we're going to leave that one go. Go back, and again, I overdo everything, so I always keep hitting that refresh button. What do we got down here? Come on. We did traffic policer. Oh, look at that. We're done here. So this is the uniform pack. README, install OIV package. Okay, so open 4 package. To do that, starts the open 4. Right under tools, there's a little dot squares. Click on it, search for that. And this is the fun part of open 4. So let me see if I can figure out how to get that one open again. See if I can find it. Because this is going to take me a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to find it, and then when I find it and figure out how to open it again, because I always have a problem with open 4, I'll restart this recording. And we'll just continue right on, so hold on with me. Okay, and we're back. So basically what I did, I couldn't find it, so I came down to my search bar down here, and I just typed in open 4, and it brought it right up for me. So then I was able to go and create my desktop shortcut for it. So I'm going to pull up my files again. We're going to pull this back up, and we're going to open the README. So we're going to launch open 4, and this is what it shows like. So this is what's going to come up when you launch open 4. So we want Grand Theft Auto 5, and we want it Windows. I'm going to let it do its thing. Alright, so underneath Tools, so if we read up here, right under Tools, there's an icon with little squares and dots on it. Click it. That's going to be this one here. So we're going to click that. Search for EUP OIV and open it. So we're going to do copy, paste, and search. It's going to be in here. EUP search. No items match. So obviously, I did something wrong here. GTA directory. I'm going to pause this again while I try and figure this out. I hate open 4. It is a pain in the rear end to use. But once you get the hang of it, it gets easy. Okay, and I'm back. So I was looking in the wrong spot for it. So we opened that, we clicked the 3 buttons like it wanted us to. I ain't really messing around with that. So it wanted us to search for this, EUP OIV. So we're gonna open that. It's gonna start its whole system. And again, if somebody knows an easier way to do this, please feel free to comment and let everybody else know. I just hate OpenIV. So we're going to install. So we install game folder, deprogram there, confirm installation, install. And just kind of let it do its thing at this point. Run the game to check what you just got, you can. Now what I do is I'll go back over here and I'll check all this. And then you can pull open your preset outfits and stuff like that so you can see what's in here. So there's all kinds of stuff. Now what I do, I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong, but anytime I find something, there's a plugins folder, I drag it over because we got the plugins folder here. So we'll go through there. So we got vocal dispatch, rest manager. So I got the EUP, got first response, and then now we can start going and we can start playing with some different things. And then we need, in Open4, we're going to need to create a mods folder here eventually too. All right. Just to make sure I installed that correctly, I want to reopen it one more time. Nope, not you. Get out of there. Whatever. If you're installing OIV, put the plugins in your GTA folder. So it told me to do that anyway. Don't forget to install in your mods folder, not the original one. So we got to create a mods folder. That's what I forgot to do and why we needed OpenIV open. So I may have already screwed this up. So edit mode, ASI manager, install. Allow me to edit mode for inside mods folders, yes. Open camera, installed. So you want to install all this stuff. You want this stuff all green. Okay, so now here's our mods folder. And you can just drag everything over into there. Install, mods folder, install. Okay, now we got it. So that's there. So we have our mods folder here now in Open4. You can see there's a mods folder up here now. So let's refresh that. Pretty sure we got it this time. Let's go ahead. Let's launch the game and make sure everything we've done so far is working okay because I'm not really sure about that EUP file. So what I do to launch Rage is I'll go to over here to my shortcut. I will hold down the shift key and I'll launch it. I will hold down the shift key the whole time until it pops open for me. Okay, so now down here it's blinking. Pull it here, so we're gonna go to plugins, load all plugins, save and launch. Let's let this launch and let's make sure that everything is working correctly so far. We have very basic stuff installed, so it's going to be a very basic game at this point, but let's see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and pause this here so we can kind of fast forward to when the game. Well, we're full screen. And just so you know, when you do play this, you have to play this in single person story mode. Do not go online with these mods installed. You will get a ban. So this is designed for story mode. There is a different section of the game where you can play online with other players with these mods on private servers, but that's a video for another day. So basically today we're just going to show you how to do the story mode of the game with these additions in it. So it's loading LSPDFR. We can see that down there in the bottom corner. Got my Xbox controller because that's what I play with. I use my Xbox controller, I use my mouse, and I use my keyboard because, again, this is for PC. So we'll start with Franklin because I've never played this game really on PC. I'm going to go over to LSPDFR, character, go to the nearest police station. So because that's on there, we know at least that part has been installed correctly. Alright, Simeon.
Hi!
So we gotta take a long way. So now what you have to do is you have to find the thing.
Busy as usual. We do whatever
Hey, how come you never got back to me about that thing?
Hey! Stop by the hotel later!
Okay, so now we're going to go on duty. You need a character. Okay, so I got to select a character. You can create your own character at this point, or you can use some preloaded characters. Alright, so I'm just going to create one here real quick. Whatever, save and continue. I'm going to keep that name. I don't really care at this point. Because you can come up here and you can use preset characters now. So now we're going to enter the preset characters. So you have a bunch of people in here you can go through and kind of choose who you want to be. There's Michael DeSanta is in here. Michael DeSanta is sheriff. You can use Trevor. I think Franklin's in here somewhere too. I don't remember. Maybe he's not. We're going to go with Logan Walsh. Okay. So now we're using Logan Walsh, and we're going to be able to get into the game here a little bit.
Just remember, there's always 420 somewhere in the world.
Am I the only one who works for a living?
Degenerate!
Go back into the police station. And because we're already on duty, now we can do different things. We can do police locker. So you can change your outfit. So you can do Class A's, I can do Class B. That type of uniform. Do Officer 3, Armed Officer 3. I always roll with the SWAT. We'll go Class A's. Give you advanced customization so you can change the components and stuff like that. So if you, I don't have all that stuff installed yet. So as you install different things, you'll be able to go and change a whole bunch of different things in here. You can change the prop, you can change his hat. You can change like watch if you want to give him a watch. Oh, I don't have that even in there yet. So I don't. Again, this is very basic. I don't have a ton of stuff in there. We'll go to police garage, and you're going to get the standard cars for the game at this point because I have not loaded a car pack yet. So you have your cruiser, your Buffalo, you have your Interceptor. Get your bike, unmarked cruisers, get the police helicopter, then go sheriff cruiser, sheriff SUV, the sheriff helicopter, police helicopter. New York State Patrol is in here, so if you want to do like there is a snow option to make it snow, you can get these. They got chains on the tires and stuff. FIB is the Buffalo and the Granger. Park Ranger is just the SUV. We got the Army in here, the Crusader. We got the ambulance, so you can take out the fire truck. So you can actually do fire truck missions and that kind of things. So we're going to take out, let's go out the unmarked. And you should be able to change some of these things too. See, like I can, right now the extra one is on. I can take it off, so I move like, I lose the front bumper, I lose the spotlights, and other stuff like that. You can still make modifications, so you can add armor and brakes and all that crazy stuff if you want to. I don't. Now, the very basics of the game, all that is playing on the basics. So I'm not exactly sure.
Attention Unit 7, David 13. We have a traffic alert in Del Perro for narcotics in transit.
Completely insane!
Dispatch calling Unit 7, David 13. Approach with caution.
Stuff installed yet. So, go to...
We've got an officer in need of assistance in Del Perro. Units respond code 2.
Just one of those things. I don't have it set up like I normally do, but that's...
We have a possible 148 in Del Perro.
The suspect just got off the freeway. Dispatch, we have a visual.
We've got an officer in need of assistance in Pacific Bluff. Units respond code 3.
Copy that. We're in the vicinity. We are wheels up and en route. Charlie 4, this wagon is southbound. Dispatch, we have the suspect in sight.
Assistance required in Del Perro. Respond code 3.
Dispatch, we got eyes. We're in pursuit.
This is an emergency! Covering fire!
Dispatch! Suspect is on foot!
Get on the ground!
Where are you going? Where'd they go? Go! Take him down!
I need
Give
some
it up!
You're
We're
mine
surrounded.
now!
I went to train, I broke my will, and hold us.
Love it or leave it!
You are under arrest!
Damn it!
Yep, listen, we got drugs, dangerous drops some drugs in there. Oh, there we go. Zero takes him to court because we picked up the package. We're going to see what happens. Alright, so I presented one piece of evidence. He was found guilty of dangerous driving, resisting arrest, and possession of drugs. He was jailed for 3 years as a result of that. Let's see if I missed any evidence. Yep, I missed 3 pieces of evidence. So obviously there's a lot more you can get into. I'm used to playing with a lot more mods and keys, so I can't...
Attention, this is dispatch. We are code 4. No further units required.
And we're going to go back and continue modding the game. Alright, so we're back here on the dashboard. We can go ahead and we can continue modding the game. One of the ones I like to use is Police Smart Radio. So we will go ahead and we will install Police Smart Radio. And what do we got here? 40 minutes. Wow, 40 minutes into this. Alright, so we'll keep going. As you can see, a lot of this you're going to put some time into doing this. Especially if you're starting from just scratch like I'm doing with this video here. Okay, so we're going to do that. And this is going to be the last mod that I'm going to install on this video. So check out my channel, look for the next videos to come along, and they'll continue with the whole installation process because I don't want to make a 3-hour long video. So we'll do Police Smart Radio. Oh. Police Smart Radio, documentation, README. List of default controls are in there. And of course, you're going to have some of these that don't have instructions on how to install in there. So there is a setup tutorial URL that'll take you to their YouTube channel and stuff like that, but I'll show you how to do it. Basically, click the Grand Theft Auto 5, do that, drag those 2 over, and then always replace. So now we're going to go plugins, LSPDFR, here's Police Smart Radio, nope, can't open that one, configuration. So I can do controller configuration, so I don't want that at all, because I don't use my controller to activate it. So I'm going to save. So you can technically put none for all of these if you don't want to. I just don't like to toggle it on with my controller because it had D-pad left, and I use that for other items and other mods. So we'll do keyboard control, and I have it launched with, I'm trying to remember, what did I do? Shoot. We'll go with K. The letter K. We'll launch it with the letter K on my keyboard. We'll let that go. The panic button is already in there. Say a minimum standard units come of 3 units if I hit my panic button. You can change all this. Minimum and maximum SWAT units that come when you hit your panic button. Because there is a panic button in there. So if you're getting shot at, you can pull up the Police Smart Radio. You can scroll down, you can hit your panic button, you'll hear the siren go off, and it automatically dispatches a ton of police to come and help you. Usually if you're getting shot at, something like that. You can see there's like general configurations, and you can go through and you can do all these different things. You can change the display, where you want it to come up on within the game. Its default is the bottom right. That's where I like it because it doesn't take up a ton of space. so you can kind of use that stuff. And we'll go back, we'll refresh there, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this video. So thanks for watching, and if you guys want to see more installs, more modding as I continue rebuilding my game from scratch, tune into the other videos. Thanks a lot for checking it out, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned. Click that bell so that way you guys can stay notified every single time that I add a new video, and I will be doing plenty of live gaming here on GTA with LSPDFR. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.